So welcome back to Python tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to look at the Python logical operators, right? So now the operators we are going to look at is not, right? This is actually useful when you're trying to chain multiple statements together, right? So we are going to look at the not operator, the and the or operator, right? So this is just the logic, right? So over here you can see false, false, false and false is equal to false, right? And false and true is equals to false because it's and. There is one and there. But when you look at false or true, you have true. Okay, let's do the practical in Jupyter Notebook. All right, so let's do it. So here we're trying to compare multiple things together. In the previous one, I did this and I ran. I did this one and I ran, and of course we have false. So what's happening here is that Python first check is 2 less than 3, which is true, right? But at the end is 3 less than 1, which is false. So Python returns the very last one. So let's get started, and let's start with the AND operator, right? So in this video I want to check multiple things. I want to say 2, right, is less than 2 and 1 is equal to 1, right? When I run, you have false, right? So you might be asking what's going on. That is because 2 is not less than 2, but 1 is less than 1, which is true. So here is true, and here is this one. This part is true, and this part is false. So what Python is saying that as long as one of them is false and we're using the AND operator, right? So we are going to have false. So if we have true and false, it is false, right? So let me do something else, and I say 2 is greater than or equal to 2, and 1 is equal to 1, right? So what we have here is the AND operator, right? And we compare 2 is greater or equal and 2 is greater or equal to 2, and 1 is equal to 2, right? So is equal to 1 rather. So let's run, and we have true, which is to say this is true, this part is true, and this part is true. All right, so we can compare a string and chain it alongside an integer. So let's do this. Let's say okay, let's use parentheses, right? So let's say the string, let's say hello is equal to, right? I will say hello, right, is equal to hello, and we say and, right? And we'll have our parentheses, and we'll say something like 5 is greater than 4. Okay, so let's run. Of course, we have true, correct. So this is how the AND operator works. So something else we want to look at is the OR operator, right? Sorry, the OR logical operator, right? So now let's see how this works. So let me just give you a brief note on that. Is that if you're using the OR operator, once one of them is true, so if you're comparing, even if it is 3 things or 5 things, as long as one is true, it's going to return true. Do you understand? All right, so let's get started. So now let's say 3 is greater than 2, all right, or right, let's say 2 is less than 1. Okay, so now if we are using the AND operator here, it's going to return false, but because it is the OR operator, 3 is greater than 2, right, and 2 is less than 1. So the OR has already found a yes here and a no here, so it's going to be true. True or false is true. So let's run, and of course we'll have true, right? So true or true is true also in with the OR operator, right? So let's do 1 is equal to 1, or let's say 3 is less than 5, which is true. This part is true and this part is true. So now let's check out false and false, right? So let's say 1 is greater than 2, or 5 is not equal to right, is not equal to 5, which is false. 5 is equal to 5, right? And this is false, right? So let's run and we have false. So both sides are false. Okay, so the next thing we want to check is the not operator, the not logical operator, right? So what the not operator actually does is giving you the opposite result, right? If it is false, it gives you is if your answer is false, it says it's true. If your answer is true, it says it's false. Okay, so let's do it like, let's say not 1 is equal to 1, right? Let's run. Of course you have false, but 1 is equal to 1, right? And you can do this like this to make your code neat using parentheses, right? And you say something like not 2 is greater than 5, right? It gives you true, but 2 is greater than 2 is not greater than 5. So what the not operator does is actually returns the opposite of whatever you're asking it to do. So when you use when I say 5 is let's say 5 is less than 10, and I run this, is true. But when you say not, and we have false. All right, so this is it for the logical operators. You can look into it, like look at how it works, like true or true is true, and true and is true, and true is true, right? And that is how it works, right? So see you on the next one.